Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Exciting news today, guys. I got a special guest all the way from Yonex, but not Japan, okay? All the way from Sacramento, California, and he's brought me some gifts. Stay tuned. All right, so I want to introduce my man, Blayde Bynum, all the way from Tokyo, Sacramento, California, okay? And he's brought me some presents from Japan, though. These rackets are from Japan, guys, okay? Blayde, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Harry. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Love
So what did you bring me? What did you bring me?
We have the new line of the VCore family of rackets. They'll be ready to ship out mid-January. Brought them out for you to check out. We can start out with the 98. So quite simply, this racket is all about spin and lots of spin. We've added new technology to help improve and enhance and promote string movement. We've also carried over a lot of the technology from the current lineup. That was more of a speed story. The new one's more of a spin story. So we really got the best of both worlds in this racket. We've got our spin, we've got our speed.
Wow, so this is the 98, one of the better selling ones of the last generation. Now, what has changed from the last generation to this new model?
Sure. Well, we've done three things to the design of the racket. The first thing we did, we made the racket wider up here towards the top of the hoop. Making it wider opens up the string bed, giving the strings more freedom and more movement. The second design change we made, something called the string sync grommet system, and we put that at the 12 o'clock position and the 12 o'clock position. And what that is, it's just a flexible, thin grommet nozzle that moves with the string at impact and at snapback.
So I'm going to show you guys this a little bit. So as you can see here, there's an indentation at the top here. Whenever I see something like this, I think of this being a more flexible spot.
Right. Actually, it's called the Aero Trench, and this is in the racket. It's carryover technology from the current line that gives you the speed of the racket. So the other addition to the new lineup would be the flexible graphite material that we added into the throat of the racket called NABD. The Aero Trench, the Aero Fins, and the liner tech, that was something that's a carryover technology from the previous model. We also added the VDM, the vibration dampening mesh, into the graphite handle. It's a stretchy mesh that's wrapped around the handle, giving you comfort, taking away vibration, but not taking away from the feedback and response that you still want to feel from the racket.
So all that Blayde just talked about, all this in the top, was all meant for speed, which means it's all meant for spin.
Right.
So this is your Yonex spin machine.
Yeah, it's loaded. It's got all the tech. As I mentioned, the three new add-ons, plus the carryover technology. It really is. It's the perfect blend and story for spin and speed. We also did one other minor change. We made the beam width a little more thin at the top, again, to increase racket speed.
So what beam is this now then?
Beam width?
Yeah, beam width, like a tape. It's obviously a tapered beam, but
slightly tapered. We're looking at about 22 millimeters, 23 millimeters. When we took away some of the thickness in the beam, it's only half of a millimeter.
Oh, I see. So we got 22, 23, and then back to 22 here?
22 and a half here, 23, and then 21.
Got it. So more flex here, stiffens up here, little thinner here.
Right.
So does that mean there's going to be just a hair more flex at the top?
Could be, yeah.
Okay.
Could very well be. But mainly, again, making it wider at the top, it opens up the string pattern so that the strings have more freedom, more movement, and they're allowed to do what they need to do.
What's the RA on this one?
I believe the RA is about 65, 66.
Oh, wow. Good control racket, guys. Control and spin. So who would play with this 98?
Well, a lot of players, but mostly, your 4-5 and up type of players. I think with this racket touting itself as a great spin racket, we're going to see maybe a larger audience, maybe a 4-0 player that might want to try this out. We're all looking for spin. We all want to have more spin in our game. So I think the new lineup broadens our audience.
Right. So at 305 grams, right, this would be your controlled 4-5 player. Now, what else do we have in the line? We have a 100 version of this, don't we?
We do. Here's the one.
All right, bring me that baby. This is going to rival the Pure Aero Banana. This is the yellow red is what I'm going to call it. Or excuse me, the Yonex Redhead. Okay? The Yonex Redhead for you. Don't we love redheads? Okay, what's so good about this?
Well, same technology again. It's a larger head size, so the audience that we're going after is much larger also. This racket is going to appeal to a lot of players, 4-0 and up.
Right, I'm going to bet this is going to be their best seller. So the 100, for all you Aero players, Pure Drive players, Clash, Ultras, this is probably going to be your racket for spin. All right? So we got 2 lighter weights over there. What are those for? Let's grab that 98 light.
98 light. This comes in at 285 grams. Still has all the same technology that all the rackets have. 98L and the 100L, perfect for that transitional junior player. Perfect for man or woman, that wants a little more stiff or a lighter racket.
Right. So this is the 98L. Okay. Again, for like a 4-0 women and up. A junior high performance 13-year-old, 14-year-old possibly. And then we got our 100 light here. Who's that 100 for?
Same demographic of player. I think this is going to be obviously a more friendlier frame because it's 100 square inch versus the 98. Again, our market, our audience is going to be broader with this frame, with any 100.
Yeah, so 3-5 player, women possibly. That 12-year-old or 13-year-old that needs a little more power. Or if you just want a light overall racket, recreational, try this one as your light spin machine. All right. So I've been so excited. All right. I want to put these down right now.
This is the one.
I want this racket.
This is the one you've been waiting for.
I've been waiting for this thing, and I wanted to just jump in, but Blayde was holding me back. So, but this is what I am so excited about. The VCore 95. Okay? Tell me you didn't screw this racket up.
No, this is the perfect racket. It's a 95. It's a player frame, so it's probably not for you, but we'll pretend it is.
I know I don't look like the typical 5-0, right? I look like the typical chicken McNugget, as you people call me.
But you had a chance to hit with it the other day, right?
I will. Since you brought me this present, I'm definitely going to string it up, and I'm going to definitely try it out and give you guys a review. But tell me what's so special about this one. Specs are the same?
Specs are the same, yeah.
Okay.
RA is the same, specs are the same, except for the beam width at the top, which we shaved down about 1/2 millimeter. So this one comes in at 21.5, and then it's 22 all the way.
So the only thing different is just, again, here, even on this frame.
Well, in addition to how we spread out the width of the hoop,
okay.
For all the other reasons we talked about, the other line, it has the same technology. It has the open string pattern up here for spin. It's got the NAB down in the throat. It's got the string sync grommet system up at the top and at the bottom. And again, the carryover technology from the previous line, the Aero trench, the Aero fins, and the liner tech. So it has everything that those have. It's just a smaller head and the thinner beam width.
All right, let me hold this thing. I just want to feel it. Okay, so since I have the Yonex expert here with me today, you know, the 98 and 100 are great. You guys know I like this racket. Coach Andrew likes this racket. We're definitely going to get Coach Chris to like this racket. Why do we like this racket? It's a 95 on like a 10-8. Yeah, I mean, the specs aren't special, but it hits so well.
It plays maybe like a 98 or 100 might. Again, I think that plays into our isometric design. The isometric design, as you can see, it opens up at the top, giving the strings more movement, extending our sweet spot up to the top part of the racket, not just hovering here around the middle and bulging out to the sides. So it extends upwards. It's got great plow through. It's a point and shoot type of racket.
That's what we do. That's why we love it, right? So we're going to test this out, at least this one, in another video, because I'm going to hold on to this right now, okay? Because hopefully they didn't screw it up. So Blayde, I just heard from a buddy of mine that you guys surpassed Head for number 3 in the nation.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that, but we're on their tail, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. Because somebody just told me today, literally right now, that Yonex is the #3 brand right now. So why is that? What's going on with Yonex now?
Well, we've got some great momentum. We've got some great marquee players for sure. We've got great products, superior products, to be quite honest. And I think what distinguishes our brand from all the other brands is that our products are homemade. They're made in Japan. They're made in our own factory with our own team of quality control experts. They go through a gauntlet of testing. We won't send out a racket if it doesn't meet that tolerance, the variances that we require our rackets to meet. We've got a 0.5 gram tolerance on our frames. So that commitment and dedication to craftsmanship and precision and perfection, it's unmatched. It really is.
So when you look on a wall of rackets, let's say my wall here, Yonex shape is very distinct. You know when you look on a wall that is a Yonex racket. Now what's with this shape?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called the Isometric Design. And what it is somewhat square in shape, but by doing that, designing it that way, it opens up the string bed up here a little higher on the racket. It allows the strings to move and gives them that freedom of movement. Quite simply, it just extends our sweet spot up to the top of the racket and down below.
In the past few years, I have noticed though that it has gotten slightly rounder. It's gotten a little fatter through here. It gained a little weight out here. Not as square as it was before. I'm guessing that's for more spin.
Yeah, more spin, maybe more of a conventional look.
Right.
This new frame, the new line, we've gone back to our roots a little bit by making the racket a little wider up here. This new line will appear wider than, say, the E-Zones or the old or the current model of the VCore. Again, isometric shape, it does set us apart. It allows for the string, the sweet spot, to extend up higher on the racket. And to be honest, as players, we usually hit most of our balls up here higher. So it lends itself to better results, better performance.
So in the past, everybody has touted Yonex as being a controlled racket because of this shape. Is that actually true?
I wouldn't agree with that. No, I think our rackets can encompass all: power, spin, control, new designs, new technologies. I don't think we could pigeonhole ourselves into being just a control frame.
Okay, so isometric isn't meant for, let's say, more flexibility, right?
Not at all. It's just meant to expand your sweet spot up higher on a racket. So this racket, that racket, the E-Zone, it gives you a better chance at having a better result.
Right. Yonex, made in Japan. So since I have my man Blayde here, we're going to actually talk about the string too. We've done a play test on it, and we already said we loved it for being a soft poly. So what's so good about this string?
Yeah, well, it's a brand new string for us. It's called the Rev. It's a shape string. It's octagonal in its shape. It's also infused with silicone. Although not billed as a soft poly, it does have a friendly feel, a little more comfortable in my opinion. The bite on this string to the ball it's unmatched. I get a tremendous amount of spin with this. I feel like I'm not losing tension. I've been playing with the string for about a week, and it's playing the same yesterday as it did a week ago when I strung up my racket. So it reduces tension loss. It's comfortable. Again, it's infused with the silicone, so it's not going to become brittle, and it's going to have a better feel, and it's going to have better snapback.
Right. So when you say silicone, and then you said oil here.
Yeah, it's a silicone oil. It's infused into the string. It's not coated. It's actually impregnated into the string.
Got it. So those are both kind of lubricants, though. So, but when I feel it, it's actually very slick. So
Right.
that probably helps with the sliding.
Perhaps, yeah. The way it's shaped, it could help with the sliding. You won't probably feel the silicone on the outside, though. It's more on the internal part of the string.
Right. But it's within the string. So it's not a coating on the outside. It's on the inside. So when I played with it, Coach Andrew played with it, Coach Chris played with it, we all felt like it was home. It was very comfortable. We didn't really notice that we're playing with a different string. As you guys know, we play with Slinko Confidential. This kind of felt like that, right? It held tension very well. So we're actually very, very impressed with it. Blayde, why is it orange?
Well, it's funny. That was my question also when I first saw it. But the orange color tested better than the other colors. It gave the maximum amount of performance, and it achieved what we were looking for in the string, and we didn't get the same response with the other colorways.
So orange is the only color we get?
Orange is the only color for now. We have 3 different gauges, a 16, a 16L, and a 17.
Okay, so your Halloween colors, okay? Yonex Poly Tour Rev. All right. I want to thank Blayde Bynum, who came all the way from Tokyo, Sacramento, California, for hanging out with me today and bringing me these gifts. I'm going to play with them and give you individual reviews. But thank you, Blayde, for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thanks for letting me get in front of your followers and talk about our new lineup.
Oh, anytime. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.